Everyone,
Hello.
welcome
to Tea Time.
Tea Time with Trisha and Jeff.
Yeah, that's who we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do we got there in your cup today?
Today I'm drinking a matcha, which is a grounded green tea. So it's very potent, I guess you could say, because it's ground. So it's a nice kind of powdery texture. And yeah, I got this from the bulk barn, so it's just in a kind of a random jar. But I like green tea. And I love having a matcha latte because I like adding the vanilla collagen powder into it. And because I like the combination of vanilla and matcha together. So I got a little splash of almond milk in here, and then the vanilla collagen powder and the matcha powder all together. Now you could add in some fat, like some coconut oil, and then blend it in a blender, and it would get nice and frothy, but I didn't do that today. So yeah.
So you just stir it in, and it mixes in or dilutes in.
Yes, it just mixes in. So I like green tea. I like matcha over coffee. Coffee for me, even decaf coffee can sometimes cause some anxiety in me. Like I can feel myself getting energized, but I also feel
From the caffeine.
I can also feel me changing my personality. So the beautiful thing about matcha is that it has a nutrient in it called L-theanine. And L-theanine is going to give you the energy that you want, that usually we crave from energy, that boost in energy, but it doesn't give you that that anxiety or stress or that cortisol push that some of us get with it. So yeah, so I've been drinking that because I was having lots of a cocoa latte, and I was like, I gotta lay off the chocolate. It's just too much. So I switched to this. And what are you having today?
Well, mine also is a powder, which is stirred into the drink, and this one is called mushroom milk.
Mushroom milk.
So this was a Christmas gift, and what it is, so it's powdered. It's easiest if I just read it to you. So mushroom milk features powdered extracts of 6 medicinal mushrooms in a blend of powdered coconut milk and cinnamon, making this a super powered instant horchata. It's great on its own, blended with water, which I've done there, just warm water. And then it's also great in smoothies, which was where I almost always use it in smoothies. And they also suggest into popsicles, ice cubes, cocktails, and more. So yeah, it's quite nice on its own. I've only had it, to be honest, in smoothies prior to right now. But yeah, the flavor on its own is fine. It's good.
You put honey in it too. So
I did. I put about I'm pretty careful with sugar intake. Quarter, maybe a heaping quarter teaspoon of local honey. So yeah, that's good. Now this, so mushroom milk. This is from what's the company, Trisha?
So it's a new, it's actually not new. It's a new place to me that I found over Christmas, and it was called Renegade Spirit, and it's in Yarker. So if you live local, it's I think it's down Wilton Road near the end. And so she's got a little shop in there. Some great things. I went crazy in there. I bought skincare. I bought like a sea salt spray for my hair. I got a bunch of stuff for Jeff to put for Christmas. So this was one of them. I also got a little
share that
incense holder and some I forget what that one is. Is that juniper that I got you?
I believe that yes.
Yes.
So it's woven like that. So you would light it, and then you let it start to burn, and then you can blow it out, and then it'll
like incense. Yeah.
Like incense. It'll just offer off some of that goodness, energy, and scent into the air. But yeah, that's a cool little Christmas gift. Anyway, go.
Yeah, and she had books. She had bedding. She had intimate wear. There was tarot cards. Lots of little teas. Lots of products for your body. So this cute little gem in Yarker. So I encourage you to go visit. And they also have an online store, so you can check them out online or go and visit. I forget the name of the person who owns it, but she was lovely. Anyway, she was really sweet, really lovely. So yeah.
obviously you shopped. I didn't go, so
Mhm.
that we didn't see what you were shopping and getting. But I have not been in store myself. But I think I'm gonna make a trip over there because that I probably have one more serving there for the mushroom milk,
Mhm.
and I want more.
Yeah, she had some great teas. So, so
That's good.
what else do we want to talk about
Well,
today?
you today? We're right at the beginning of March, and you've got what's kicked off.
I just launched my membership program. It's a nutrition-based membership program, but I'm really excited. I had it for like 6 months last year, and then I just didn't have the time to put into it as I wanted to, and so now it's all come to fruition. I'm so excited. There's like 18 women in the group. I got a few more that I'm going to reach out to and invite who I think might be a good fit. But if you're interested in joining, please reach out to me and let me know. It's not too late to join. Lots of wonderful things happening in that group. Our goal, or not our goal, but our theme for March is consistency. So trying to pick one habit that we can do regularly and be consistent with it. And I think it's amazing because we now have a big support group of women who can help you keep you accountable, plus myself as a coach helping you keep accountable for that habit. And just being there for each other. So just some other things. We've got quick meals that people can make. That's part of the meal plan. We're going to do an education seminar on vitamin C, and also a couple of Zoom webinars where we're just going to get together and chat about our goals and what we want to do. And there's going to be an exercise video in there as well. So fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to pour my energy into that this month. So
that's good.
What have you been up to?
I had a little lapse, I guess if you want to call it a lapse, where I didn't do much other than walking fitness. About 10 days there. I didn't do any yoga, didn't do any strength training workouts, but I picked that back up doing strength training. And we've talked about Gaia membership before, and we've talked about people and programs we've watched on there, but it does have a platform, right, of some other content on there. But there's a bit of Qigong that I came across. There was a neat documentary that I just watched on Qigong. Now it was older, it's a bit dated. I think it was recorded in 1998, so it's going back. But the information was very interesting and reminding me of some aspects of why I like Qigong. I've never studied in depth or anything. I've just dabbled on my own and through books and through some videos. But that's given me some inspiration. So we'll see what that turns into. I don't know. I have an idea that maybe my initial thought is creating like a kind of I don't know how do I want to say that, like a North American version, right? Like just a slow, gentle movement that isn't necessarily done specifically as a form. Like Qigong often has specific movements, like getting your arms and body parts in certain movements in exact spots. But I know the value of just moving your body with slow movement, the value of the energy production and the drop in cortisol and the upping or the rejuvenation of your immune system. So the wheels are turning in my head about trying to create a class. So as the weather improves, I might be hosting some outdoor class in and around that concept or that idea of that slow, gentle movement like Qigong. But
you've done something like that before, though. You've done what was it called? Energy flow? No.
Flowing meditations.
Flowing meditations. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
so
and
it's kind
there
of...
is and then I guess that's probably where I would go, because in those flowing meditations, I just try to give you the option, participants the option to, here's a basic looking movement, and anything that looks similar is acceptable, right? We're not looking for perfection.
Yeah.
And in that documentary, which I found was really interesting, is that the person filming had gone to Japan and was noticing that there were literally hundreds of different disciplines of Qigong.
So
there was so much variety in forms and techniques, but the commonality amongst many of them is the breath, and is the slow, gentle movement. Now you can get specific with energy medicine, and I know this, where you do certain movements to stimulate meridians or to stimulate your chakras or other energy sources within the body. But just as a basic energy increaser, those slow, gentle movements done with good with awareness of posture and breath, you're going to get lots of benefits. So yeah. Don't be surprised if I come out with a new program soon.
I just threw out that name, Energy Flow. Do we have a class called Energy Flow?
No. We have flowing meditation. So maybe there's a name for you. I don't know. There you go.
Love it. Energy Flow.
Watch for that. So yeah, that's me getting back with one strength training workout yesterday, and plan to get back in a regular routine. But yeah, this energy flow might be a part of something I play with myself to maybe turn into a class.
I did I've been doing lots of yoga. And I was like, okay, I have to get back to strength training because there are so many benefits to strength training. Like I have
pause. Yes. So this is all good because March is movement for our theme, right? So our theme is movement. So getting back to strength training.
Yeah. So I did a strength training. I did a strength training workout on Wednesday last week. Now, the beautiful thing about yoga is that I have not lost any strength. I can still press as much and curl as much and all of that stuff, which is good. But there's just been no concentration of the movement for certain muscles. So anyway, I was sore until Thursday. I was so sore until Thursday, and I was stiff. And so then doing yoga on Thursday and Friday, I could hardly do any poses. I couldn't even bend over and touch my toes because I was so stiff and sore. So there's got to be a happy medium there. I'm excited to keep going and be able to recover a little bit faster from those strength training workouts. But yeah, anyway, it was good to get back into it. I'm excited to see results. I mean, I'm doing the strength training. I know it's got a lot of good benefits, but I could see my muscle mass starting to diminish a little bit in terms of what I could see. So I'm going to build that back up. Yeah.
So maybe that offers you some comfort in knowing that the people on the other side here who promote fitness and exercise all the time still have moments where we wane or miss workouts, right? But that's okay, right? Like I accept that I wanted or needed a break and get back at it. And that's what you're saying, right? Like despite having time off, you still have the base there from what you put in before. So that muscle memory comes back fast and you build stuff up quickly. But yeah, I mean, if you need a break, you take a break from it. But if you're, and it happens, right? I know folks who have been dedicated workout people and disappear for years through the business of personal training over the years, and then like 2 years later, randomly show up again and just go in fits and spurts. But anyway, what I'm saying is, and
I'm glad that we are there for them.
Yeah, we're there for them
when they come back. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you feel you've been away and you want to come back, let us know, or if just on your own, do it. Don't hold yourself, beat yourself up because you missed a couple workouts. Don't worry about it. Just go in and do what feels right.
Yeah.
I think that's a good spot to talk about, for movement, work in, work out.
Yeah, that was what we were going to talk about this week is, movement is important, and that is our theme for March. There's so many different kinds of movement out there, and definitely do what you like to do, because that means you will be consistent doing it. But also don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and try something new. And today we really wanted to focus on the difference between working out and working in, sort of the benefits of both, and how we should be doing both. So why don't you start with our definition of working out and our definition of working in?
Sure. So work out, think of you're exerting and putting more energy out than you're taking in for a gain later on. I work out, I strain my biceps, they're taxed, they're challenged by lifting the weight. That's a workout. I'm using up lots of energy to do that. And then what I'm saying, the future gain then is during proper rest and with good sleep and good nutrition and good hydration, then the muscle tissue then has the stimulus from the workout to then improve and become stronger or build more endurance or tone or whatever it is you're looking for in the workout. That could be like a HIIT program, high intensity interval training. It could be like a boot camp style, anything that's going to elevate your heart rate and your respiration rate. So those are two good indicators for a workout. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say running,
Yeah.
dancing, like, or cardio, I guess, some high intensity cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about strength training. I'm trying to think of some other trends that are happening right now in the fitness world. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
That'll come to me.
regardless. So yeah, anything there, those two components, if you want to look at those, like respiratory rate, and then what was that? Now I lost it for a second.
An exertion.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, that was not what I was going to say.
Okay. Anyway, let's move
chop me
on
up.
to.
No. I want to stick with that for a moment to say, yeah, when you notice that your breathing is higher or your heart rate is elevated, those are two indicators that yeah, you're working out.
And your muscles are getting taxed.
Yeah, that's an indicator as well. But those two, heart rate and respiration rate, those are the two keys that I feel are the best indicators.
Okay.
And I'm going to come back to working out, but let's jump over to working in then. So working in then would be where you're doing movement that is very gentle and slow, where your heart rate is not elevated, where your respiration rate is not elevated. And in that arena of movement or style of movement, you are then creating and cultivating more, or the creation of more energy than what you're personally than what you're putting out. So a Tai Chi, a Qigong, a gentle yoga, a gentle walk outside in nature, any of those styles of movement can be a work in. You know, you go for a nice walk, you don't have to breathe heavy, or maybe not.
Or it can even be intervals as well. So if you're walking and you're going for a walk so you can get your heart rate up and do some sweating and all of that stuff, but then maybe the last 5 minutes you walk really slow, and you become mindful of your breath, then you've got a combination of the two, a workout and a work in together.
Yeah, you could have started with the workout and then end with the work in to bring in more energy towards your recovery from. That's a really wise way to do it.
So when we look at how often we should be working out and how often we should be working in, what is your suggestion there?
You have to learn to know who you are and where you're capable of, right? The best answer is you wake up whenever you're about to do your workout to know your body well enough to say, should I work out or should I work in? Or I've got enough energy to do a 10-minute workout, or do I have enough energy to do a 45-minute workout as in a run? Like very different in but as you explore that and pay attention to what you're capable of, you might be able to identify that and go, yeah, I feel like amazing today. The weather's great and wonderful. I'm heading out and I'm going to do a 45-minute run. And you get through the run and you feel great when you're done, or, you're fatigued because you've done it, but you're not like totally drained and taxed. You probably like, bang, hit the nail on the head. Now, if you get up and you're like, I need to do a 45-minute run, your head's not in it, but you're feeling obligated and driving or pushing yourself to it, the results are probably going to be far less productive. You're probably going to drain and use more energy, and then the time you put into actually training I would say would be a drawback. Versus in that scenario, you'd be better off to do like a gentle walk and harvest some energy up, and then maybe later in the day, then you might be able to go do the run. So that paying attention to your own body, or knowing your own body or your energy within that moment, is ideal. But as a template, I would say if you're thinking of strenuous workouts, I would suggest as a template like a 48-hour gap, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of idea. If you're, to lift weights steady, heavily, so then the muscle tissue has time to regenerate and recuperate from. The body has time to regenerate and recuperate from. And so that's, again, as a template, but then there's always your natural conditioning, which I also want to mention will play a part in what is a workout and what is a work in for you, right? Like if you haven't lifted weights for 2 years and you start lifting weights, you're going to be breathing heavy, your heart's going to react, your body's going to react, which is fine. That's what's needed in that moment to get you through that. Versus if you've been working regularly, you might be able to, lift those dumbbells to do arm curls. And because the muscle is so conditioned for it, you can do it easily And it could actually be a work in if you might work with a lighter weight, but you could do it because your body is conditioned for that, the endurance, the oxygen exchange. You got something you want to add?
I was going to say, I like yoga as using that example because yoga can be very strenuous. You can get your heart rate up, your muscles can be working really hard, but then we have these moments of quiet. We have these moments of time where we're just using our breath. And even in the class, like sometimes most of the times when I pick a yoga session for myself to do, I choose higher intensity, but I will pay attention to, maybe I don't want to do that full lunge. Maybe I want to drop my knee down, or maybe I want to spend some more time in like resting pose at the end because that's what my body needs. So I think it's also, picking your level during the class and adapting to it. Dancing is another one. When we dance, we can go really hardcore and really get our heart rate elevated and work to working out, or you can just take it down a little bit and get lost in the music and just enjoy that meditative movement and have that as a work in. So I think it's important to find the balance, and maybe find the balance. We can say work out really hard 3 days a week, but maybe just within each workout you do, can you find balance? As a rule of thumb. But exercise is stress. That workout exercise is stress. So if you are stressed in other areas of your life, doing a workout that is working out may not be as beneficial for you that day, that week, that month. And so maybe doing more working in exercises to help reduce that stress response in your body. And then once that stress response is reduced, you can then move up to more workouts or incorporate them into your working in workouts.
Yeah. So again, I think you're getting at it's being really present in the moment too, and aware of what you're capable of. But as a generalized, again, if you want to go that way, template or idea, potentially as you wake up, you're going to have more energy than you would at 8 o'clock at night. So maybe work out in the morning might be a better time for you, and maybe you do work in the evening to help have more energy as you go into bed, and have more energy for your body to use for healing and rejuvenating during your quality sleep. So there's lots of layers in there amongst it, but just being present in workout in all the time. Learn who you are, what you're capable of.
So for our clients, or we try to set up for our clients that they have options for workouts and work-ins. So that's why we have a variety of different classes. So if we take like the strength training channel, then that's obviously a workout.
Yeah, I would say it's almost, again, unless you're really highly conditioned, like if you did the same video over and over and over in that channel all the time, you would there may be aspects of that are become a work in. But if you're doing a nice mix and variety within that channel, more often than not, you would say it's a workout.
Especially if you're timing your breath with movement as well, right? Like extension, inhale. So.
Maybe we'll talk more about that one next week. In detail.
And then we have dancing. So the dancing is like a workout, and it's also a work in. So if you're getting lost in the music and you're just enjoying it, then that is definitely a work in. And you'll see me when I'm teaching on there. Sometimes I get lost in the music and I'm enjoying myself and I forget to cue, but you guys are good. You know what to do. And then we have our yoga channel, which would be both. Definitely aspects of both. How
hard you're working within or conditioned within, or and then other classes. So we've got and
then the stretching channel,
the stretch channel, which is new in that the dynamic stretch and relax are combined in there now. So dynamic stretch, if you're really new to it, I guess it may be a workout for some folks at the beginning, but I would say after a few dynamic stretch classes, you're probably going to be conditioned enough that becomes more of a work in. The stretch and relax hopefully is a work in right off the hop for you.
Relax, stretch and relax.
And lots of good deep breathing cued throughout the videos in that class or in that channel for your benefit, or in those classes within that channel. And then we've got the variety channel. The variety channel has a variety of classes, right? Like there's some Pilates and there's some core stuff. So some of those things again, will likely be workouts.
Mhm.
But in there, there's as well the working in style stuff like the flowing meditation.
Right.
There's the energy medicine routine, which I think and anyone and everyone could benefit from 5 to 10 minutes of energy medicine daily as a work in, and just to boost your energy for the sake of your benefit all day long for body, mind, and spirit. So those are in the variety channel, and then the essentials channel as well has a good mix of workouts and work-ins. And again, the energy medicine routine and the flowing meditation are in that channel as well. So I would, if you're new or you're considering getting started with something, because spring is coming and there's going to be lots of outdoor work or sports coming up that maybe you haven't been participating in, some of those, a variety of movements might help get you organized or ready for those spring activities. So I would say you could look into the variety channel or the essentials channel as good places to start. Or if you're already in with us, thanks.
Yeah, I would just say, and even to the beginner, somebody is looking at, I think I'm going to start an exercise routine. Mm-hmm. And usually it's like, I'm going to walk on the treadmill, or I'm going to run on the treadmill, or I'm going to get a bike, or I'm going to get a Peloton. And, maybe a good place to start is working in to build that energy, to build some stamina, to get the breath ready and prepared for those workouts. And, sometimes we see it often. People will start out really gung-ho and they're doing lots of stuff, and then after a month they're done, they're burnt out, and they haven't refueled with those working in. So if you're there, just think about adding, okay, what else can I add to get replenished instead of always outputting. And even if you have a friend or a family member that's going to start out, you could say, oh, you should see this video on working out and working in, and see if there's anything here that might be of interest to you. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's great. Mm-hmm. So next week we'll talk a little more. We'll talk about movement, but we might talk about how breath might couple in with movement, and expand on that and give you a little more detail on that.
And I think we were going to touch on a little bit of form and technique with movement as well, right?
Yeah, so, for sure. I can describe or talk about that. Yeah.
We better write that down, or else we're going to forget.
Form and technique and breathing. I think I try to get it. Form and technique. Got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week.
You bet. Empty cup. Cheers. Take care. Bye for now. See you soon. Okay.